You know what? You can cuddle up. Do you want a blanket? You can get as comfortable as your heart desires.
I'm very comfortable. Thank you.
He was like, I was comfortable.
And now,
shit. I'm not.
You know.
Sometimes when the world feels insane, you can take a little peek inside of Rachel's little brain. All these thoughts are swirling round and round inside. So join us on this journey as we take a little ride. We'll talk about dogs and kids and things. We'll talk about chicks and tampon strings. We'll talk about boys that make you cry. We'll talk about death, 'cause people die.
Who sings your opening?
It's a good song, right?
It's beautiful.
Genevieve sings it, but our friends wrote it.
Yeah.
Charlie
Who's Genevieve?
And
Genevieve is actually our
Chris's
editor's
wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really nice.
And
She
then
has a nice voice.
Doesn't she?
Yeah.
And our friends Leah Griffin and Charlotte Lawrence wrote it.
It's
epic.
It's pretty good.
Like
Yeah.
it should be a single.
Yeah.
Don't
I
you
want to
think?
hear the 3.5 minute version. Yeah.
It's a
Me too.
banger,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Because you know how much could come up with, like, you know, all the things. Lyric-wise. Lyrically speaking. We could really go there.
How'd you two meet?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Me and Bilson?
It's an icebreaker.
Very well documented. Bilson and I.
Oh, yeah. Many years ago.
Do you remember?
The first time meeting him? Cassidy, I don't know. What?
I'd be shocked if you did.
Do
Because
you?
the reason I remember it is because the day is significant in
Because
my...
you were coming onto the show.
Yeah.
It's different.
The OC.
Yeah, really different.
Yeah.
All right, talk
It was
about
like
it.
another day at work for you.
All right. Well, tell me, because maybe I remember.
I was cast to play at the beginning of the second season of the OC. The main four casts were coming back from summer with a version of a love interest, and I was going to be Rachel's love interest.
Right.
And it all went to shit.
And it all went to shit, but I hung in there, even though it didn't work out for us.
You hung in there so hard. I just going to tell everybody, I love Michael dearly.
No.
Like, I could not have been luckier that they chose you as Ducky. You're my favorite. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So the first day was like a month or two before the first day of filming because they were doing a big photo shoot on the beach in Malibu.
Oh,
Yeah.
So your first day, you didn't even shoot for another month after that?
Yeah.
So you were there for the photo shoot.
Yeah, it was like photos and
We
promos.
were on the beach?
Yeah, we were wearing like formal wear on the beach.
You were there for the formal wear on
Yeah.
the beach photo shoot? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before
we were-
you'd ever even done a scene?
Yeah.
Were
Did
you
we take
excited?
pictures together?
No, very nervous. Very, very nervous.
How old were you?
Yeah, I at that point I'd been an actor for a long time. I understood acting, but there were no pages to shoot that day. I didn't know what I was walking into.
Right.
So there was no like application of my existing skills for me that day. I was terrified.
It was just like show up and fit in with this group of characters.
Honestly, it
that
was
is
like it was like get in the town car, of which I had maybe ever gotten into once, and put the formal wear on and say hello to these people in the makeup trailer for the first time in your life. Basically.
Yeah.
Was I nice?
Yeah, I can't remember a time when you weren't nice, Rachel.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's
Well, it's
all-
not
I
like a
was- That's what
compliment.
I wanted.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
So we're done.
Yeah, so
We
good.
are?
You can leave.
That's all it takes?
You can leave now.
We're done.
I guess I haven't listened to that much of the show because I thought it was about something else.
No. It's just to
Oh my
compliment
God.
her.
So you came, but we didn't take pictures together, right?
I'm sure we did, but taking pictures with
remember,
a
that was a long
stranger.
time ago.
Yeah, I know. It was like 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
okay.
I sound
So,
worse than I am, just so you know.
You're sick, but not that sick.
Yeah. It's like the kid thing where you acquire the bug and then it's around for 3 weeks, but you never really.
Yeah.
You're not,
Oh, I'm
you
aware.
haven't been sick for a long time.
Yeah, we live
constant.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petri dish situation.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And you have 3.
Yeah.
So
That's so many.
you're
I
so many
completely
children.
agree.
So many.
I couldn't agree more.
Wait.
It's
I
a
want
high
to know
number.
about that, but I want to know,
Okay.
you don't remember this at all?
If it's the photo shoot I'm thinking of, I remember or did we have to walk down a lot of stairs to get to the beach?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It was on a vacant lot in Malibu.
But we were on a beach.
And the trailers were on the lot, and then the filming was down on the
a lot
beach.
of stairs.
Yeah, and a lot of stairs. Yeah, it was super treacherous. And then it was like a shore break, and at the end we all jumped
in
into
the water.
Yeah.
I remember.
Were they welcoming?
Yes.
Good.
Everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, in their own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
honestly curious. Okay, that's good. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no I had no idea how pleasant that job was compared to what awaited me.
Looking back now.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I had only fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of your stuff was fun though.
It was fun.
Like you hadn't and I'm trying to think of all the storylines and stuff. And
I didn't have to be in the rain in a tank top, in the middle of the night. I wasn't in those scenes. I was in the we're here and we're making dumb jokes about comic books. And
did you get the no, you know my brain. Was it because you were up for Superman with McG or was that after?
No, I had screen tested for McGee's Superman that never got made film.
Oh.
Yeah. And the timing was such that they were starting to cast those new love interest roles.
Got it. That is how
probably
it happened.
3 weeks after I finished my screen test.
Then you got the OC.
And I came and auditioned and read with you. That's actually technically the first time we ever met. I actually read with you, which it never happens, as you guys know.
Yeah, that's shocking.
We read together?
Yeah, they had me drive down to Manhattan Beach Studios. I hadn't had that many auditions in my life. And
That's nerve-wracking.
Super
Where did we do it? Can you paint a picture
in the
for
writer's
me?
room. Yeah, in the writer's room, like a second
And
or third
Josh
floor of
was
one
there,
of those
Stephanie,
buildings.
they
it
were
was
all
Josh,
there.
Stephanie, you, Patrick Rush, and maybe one other person. Very
Really?
few people, yeah.
Ooh,
And
that
I
gives
read
me
with you.
anxiety.
Why?
I don't know. It just makes me nervous.
Auditioning is really nerve-wracking.
Auditioning gives me anxiety, but being there with the person from the show
Yeah, I was insulated.
is a little anxious.
I was saved a little bit by my ignorance. I had really no concept.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
I was way better before I booked anything or any pressure or whatever at auditioning than post.
Yeah.
So that's probably ignorance.
Yeah.
I wonder how
makes
many
sense.
people I read with. I'm going to have to ask Josh. I bet I must have read with a few people.
So you said
She
to me,
probably gave input.
I'm
You're
sure
welcome.
she did.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I said to you what?
You said to me on set, you were like, you were the only person they read for this role.
Oh, just
and
kidding.
I was like,
then it was
oh,
just you.
and you were like, that's a big deal. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Look at me on the set telling
Yeah.
you. Just
Yeah,
saying
welcome
it
to
like
Hollywood,
it
pal.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just read with you. You were the only one. I will say, Michael, I'm going to give you credit for this because I am known to laugh on set and break so
God,
easily.
Me too.
But the hardest I have ever laughed on a set during a take is with Michael. I still think about it.
Oh,
there
no.
were two, but the biggest one, I'm gonna cry laughing. I think
is
you
it?
know. Do you know which one?
Yeah, the Italian, the Italy
the
episode.
Vespa. He goes off to Italy. And he comes back on a Vespa. He drives the Vespa.
In tight white pants.
And he's like, will you say the greeting?
Buongiorno. I have to come up and say, buongiorno, guys. How was your spring break or whatever? I was like,
And we're on a
have chills.
soundstage, and he's on it. The blooper is out there somewhere.
yeah.
It's a soundstage, and they have him ride up, right?
Yep.
The Vespa on the soundstage
Yep.
behind the doors, into the or whatever it was. The
Right on set. Just
lounge area.
Yep. Yeah.
And he comes traipsing in, bouncing in off his Vespa.
With air like yours now. So it comes out of the.
flappy, flippy, just bouncing around.
Yep.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Just walk right into my close up from deep. And because she and Misha have stuff to say while they're watching me walk up. So when they go to shoot my side, they just shoot this super long shot that they can cut in and out of. And the shot of Rachel and Misha together is just like, what is going on with this dude?
And you can see, if you see the back of me, I'm like shaking.
Wait, I
am
want to watch
laughing
it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
so hard.
It's really
oh
fun.
my God, that is it for me.
Yeah.
That was the hardest I've ever laughed.
Oh, that's amazing.
Did
During a take.
Misha laugh too?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she was like, what?
I know, but I was like but I was crying. Like I cried all my makeup off. I was dying.
It was so funny. And because you were laughing so hard, I was leaning right into it. Like, I was like rolling those R's and whatever else I
You
had
were like,
available to me.
I have them.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
I was
of
just
all
so glad it
time.
wasn't me laughing. And just like,
No, you were in.
You were committed.
You
That
were
was the funny
committed.
I was
part.
committed. Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. Is your water carbonated?
Yeah, we're bubbling over here.
Okay, good.
Big time.
It's so funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you get on the show, you have the best time.
So you get on the show, you have the best time. I'm great. What else, Michael?
What else? How nice?
Yeah.
Where else was I nice to you?
More about me. How?
Yeah. But did I look cute?
Yeah,
I hear you
wasn't I
saying I was
cute?
nice. Was I cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, you
was
were
I funny
with
is
Adam.
the more important part.
You were already with Adam at the time?
Yeah. So
Adam and I were together, right?
One of the other amazing things that
Yeah.
I didn't realize was amazing was that Adam said to me on the first day of actual filming, he goes, "This is weird." He goes, "You're going to kiss her in this scene and I'm her boyfriend in real life." And that's
Oh, he
that's
said
weird.
that?
And it was like, I'm saying it the way that I would say it, which
Yeah.
is
Right, right,
awkward.
right.
But he was very it was like a super loving
Yeah, like
thing that he
funny,
did.
like
hear
let's
it.
make light of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna kiss my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
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 I could see that.
Yeah.
I actually think it's also really cool because it allowed you guys to actually get close and be friends.
Yes.
Like if you didn't have a boyfriend and you were like, there's just so much that goes with that
In acting.
in acting and in life. I
Yes.
think like girls and guys becoming friends. Like when someone's in a committed relationship, sometimes it's easier to just get
Be friends with someone.
Yes.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah.
you
Totally
feel
agree.
safe. You're like, I know this isn't weird. Like I can actually just be your friend.
Yep.
And Michael's been with his partner, wife, person since, wait, I was gonna say high school, but is it
High school,
college?
yeah.
It's high
Junior
school.
prom.
Junior prom.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Junior
1999.
prom? I knew it was a long
99.
19s. It was in the 19s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long
Yeah.
time. Talk to us about it.
I mean,
This is a long time.
That's a long time.
especially in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, people
what does
say
she
that a
do?
lot. What do you mean when you say that? Can we get into that a little bit? Can that
Yeah.
be one of our broad ideas that we get into?
Heck yeah. It can
What do
be.
you mean when you say that? Especially in this world.
In this world, I think that you go get a job as a lawyer or an accountant, any other profession, right? You're going to see some attractive people around the world. You're in a business where it's the most attractive people in the world all in one clump.
And acting like they like
It's-
each other. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're getting close to them. You're working with them.
Yep.
You're pretending to be in love with them.
Yep.
You're spending ridiculous amount of hours. I mean, it's a recipe for a lot of people to go through a lot of relationships, you know,
Yeah.
that you're not going to find in other professions.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a history teacher and spending that much time. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you feel me on that?
yeah.
I think it's hard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. But
I have found, you know, like I was saying before, like one of the things I love about show business is how fake it is because it's just easy to keep it as a job.
yeah.
But one of the things that's I found really challenging about having show business be my workplace is that it's fake. And I don't mean the people are fake and they're bad or anything like that, but the intimacy, not sexual necessarily, but the intimacy is not earned.
No,
in the
not
way
at
you're
all.
describing. And so
right.
because it's not earned, it doesn't last. So you're in my relationship is a great example of it. Nobody's right or wrong for this, but we were like buddies.
Yeah.
And it was fun and tight, but it was ultimately fake. And when I wasn't on the show anymore, we didn't see each other anymore. And that's
Right.
But let me say something. But every time we do see each other, it's just an example of like we were buddies, and it's very apparent. Like every time we do get to see each other, and I know a long time went by.
Yeah.
But it's still like immediately like, buddy, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to discount that.
I know.
But
I know what you're saying.
In this, I have never, ever, I have found marriage to be a challenging thing to do with my life.
Yeah.
But
My life.
I have not found show business to be one of the more difficult things about my marriage at all.
I think that's fantastic.
Because of the fakeness of it, for lack of a better word, the like inauthentic nature of it. It keeps it sort of sterile for me.
Yeah. But I do think that is something different about you. I really do. Like even hearing the way you describe it, it sounds like you have a healthy relationship and are able to compartmentalize. Like this is work. You show up and do your job.
Yeah.
And then this is life.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think a lot of people have that discernment. I think they're like, this is my life. And then they go home and they're like, wait, this is, and they get confused between the two, which is why so many co-stars leave their spouses for each other, or, you know,
Yeah.
I think they get a little confused on what their actual compass and reality is.
Yeah, and I wonder what it would be like if I was on a show like the OC that went on 10 months out of the year for 4 years straight or 6 years straight or 10 years straight. If eventually I'd be like, oh no, this is my wife because I see her way more often than my real wife. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've never been in that situation.
No.
So, and I say it with no judgment whatsoever, but I just have never, you know, the sort of running trope about sex scenes, for example, is that they're like the least sexy thing in the world. And that has absolutely been my experience as a guy in a long-term relationship.
I like it. And I bet your wife likes it too.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, there's a lot, we have a lot of security in our relationship in that respect.
What does she do?
She's now a comedy writer, a TV writer. And
Amazing.
When we were younger, she was an actress.
Okay. So she understands your work,
She understands my work.
which helps.
It does help. It does help. We had some friends recently. We were talking to them, and the guy's wife is like she's in show business kind of, but she asked Laura, how do you, like in front of me, she was like, how do you handle I think I was making jokes about doing a nude scene or something like that. And the woman was like, how do you handle that? He was like doing this and this with this actress.
Yeah.
I mean, our domestic life is like so multi-layered and complicated now. And she was like, what are you even asking me? Like, as long as the dude shows up, like somebody's got to get these kids from school to the other place and then like do a ton of dishes. And if he does it and also chases down some chick on a TV set, I don't give a shit, you know? Like,
As long as all this is
Totally.
happening.
yeah, yeah. But she's always been that way.
That's so cool.
That's probably why it works.
yeah.
I think so.
I
think
love
so.
that. It's almost like how my husband has had to give like breast exams and
He's a
deliver babies. And
He's a doctor.
see vaginas all day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, you know, it's like it's work.
Desensitized.
Yeah.
You literally can look at a woman's naked breast as an actor on a show and it's technical
Yeah.
in the same way a doctor would a woman's figure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
No?
I mean, I hesitate to compare them, but I definitely have a professional relationship to what I'm doing with my body in those scenes. Let me put it that way.
A professional relationship.
Yeah,
Thank God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how we got here.
I'm happy we did.
Yeah.
Tickled.
Tickled.
Did Olivia Wilde come on when you came on?
Yeah,
That was it was
Yeah, it
you,
was like-
Olivia,
Shannon.
Nick Gonzalez.
Nick
Yeah, we had
Gonzalez.
I remember the slew of you.
Yeah, all at the same time interacting with each other,
Yeah.
and
And then Adam had well, Olivia obviously had the what am I trying to say? The storyline with Misha.
yep,
But then she also had a storyline with Adam.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget which
feel
came
about
first.
First, I think Adam.
Oh, I was not okay. I mean,
She's
Olivia,
wildly beautiful.
she is not only wildly beautiful, she's one of the coolest humans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, okay, I'm fucked.
Yep.
Like, there goes my relationship. No, but she was the absolute.
Did you really feel that way?
I mean, I'm exaggerating because I like loved her so much. But obviously, I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend's kissing her. Of course he's going to be like, feel something. I mean, how could you not feel something kissing Olivia Wilde?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would.
But
I would.
Yeah,
I think there
she's
was like
beautiful.
one night I remember in particular feeling a little like, I don't love this, But as a whole, I loved her so much that it didn't really
She was
affect.
also married at the time, which
She was
helped.
married. That did help. If she wouldn't have been married at the time, I think I probably would have had a harder time. Just because like I would leave Adam for Olivia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like that
I think it's
big
a
of a deal.
universal. We're all leaving for her.
I think it's universal.
Yeah.
Anyone would leave anyone for Olivia Wilde. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar. I love IQ Bar products. It is so hard to get going in the morning. My brain needs a lot of support. Start each day right with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars. That's what I'm talking about. Hydration mixes and mushroom coffees. Their ultimate sampler pack includes all three. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners an exclusive deal. 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. Okay. Yes, I love the IQ Bar. It really gets me going in the morning. There's more fiber, less sugar and carbs than the alternatives, and 9 satisfying flavors. Mint chocolate chip, chocolate sea salt, banana nut, toasted coconut chip, my personal favorite, lemon blueberry, peanut butter chip, and more. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, just text IDEAS to 64,000. Text IDEAS to 64,000. That's IDEAS to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Support comes from Thrive Cosmetics. My makeup routine, I like to keep it limited, but I always like a little eye. And let me tell you, Thrive Cosmetics has the best colors for fall. From fresh-faced and radiant to autumn glam, spice up your fall routine with Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. It's easy to see why their bestsellers have thousands of 5-star reviews. I was wearing their lip tint the other day. I actually wore it while I was traveling on a very, very long flight. I landed, and guess what? My lips were still tinted. It was amazing. Brighten up your fall look with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/broad. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/broad for 20% off your first order.
I've always had this, and maybe it's because it's theoretical, but I've always had this relationship to the prospect of my wife falling in love with somebody else or has never concerned me, because I've always felt like the alternative is that she's attracted to other people or she's not attracted to me anymore and she stays. And that to me sounds worse. So I've never felt jealous in that specific way. I honestly, I felt more jealous of my kids and the attention that they
My
get
husband
from.
had
Yeah,
that.
it's very common. And not a lot of it, but way more of that than she's gonna get someone else. I don't.
Yeah.
I like that you can admit that, though, because I think there are some men that get that jealousy with the kids, but they can't openly acknowledge what it actually is and talk about it. Like the awareness, like you're feeling that way because your wife is giving the attention or whatever. But I don't think it's talked about.
There's a lot of dudes.
I think they're-
yeah,
Yeah, that feel that way. No, I agree.
Feel that way. Yeah.
My husband was saying it recently. He's like, it's so cliche. But the truth is, there's days where it's so hard not to be last on the list when you have other human beings that you're caring for. And they, a man craves the attention of a woman. That's just a natural craving. And these little humans take up a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
And you have 3.
And you have 3. So that's a lot of attention.
What's the age range right now?
13 to 3.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're in it and in it.
Uh-huh.
You're in both sides at the same time. Girls, boys.
Girl, boy, girl is the birth order.
Girl, boy, girl. Okay. How's a boy doing in the middle of those girls? How is he?
I think he thinks he's an only child. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like got 2 roommates and 2 parents, and he's fine.
Okay,
He's got
good.
2 roommates.
Yeah, I think that's he seems.
He's chilling.
Yeah, my kids are pretty dialed in, I think. Honestly.
That's good.
I mean, I don't know, like, and I imagine, because I know juggling a relationship even with 1 kid and then juggling a relationship with 3 kids in the age range. Because it's like, you kind of get to that point where it's like coasting a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But then you had a baby.
Yeah.
So it like brings you right back to that part.
Was that a surprise, baby? I told
gift?
you.
You love us.
I'm not, just because I'm uncomfortable doesn't mean it's personal to you. I'm just uncomfortable. I like to say that I've been married 3 times to the same woman. And that in our first marriage, we had 1 kid. And in our second marriage, we had 2 more kids. And now we're in our 3rd marriage and there are 3 kids in that, in that family. Yeah. Because we're so different. We've been together since we were 17.
And we're different people.
We're 41. So we're pretty different. We've changed a lot over that period of time. And so the marriages have had to change also.
But you've done it together. So it's like this whole process of.
Yeah, it's like the marriage. Someone somewhere taught me or us to think about it like the marriage is a thing that's separate from you. And it's a thing that you both sort of like are working on and caring for and are, sort of imperfectly invested in at different times, those kind of ideas. And I've taken that to a further sort of, when I reflect on my marriage, that's how I think about it. I think about, okay, now we're in the 3rd one.
Well, it kind of has to be because hopefully you've grown since 17.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like even if you grow side by side, there's a kind of, you're never going to grow at the same speed at the same time.
No.
So there's a reintroduction to each other.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, I have to get to know this new version of you.
Yes.
And it's also one thing I think is hard, even in friendships, we've experienced this with like other friends, is like you're holding someone to a version of themselves that they no longer want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a major
that's
thing.
Tough.
Yeah.
And they're like, but I'm this person now. And you're like, no, you're not. You're this person that I met at 17.
Yeah.
And you've had 3 decades of growth in there.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah. It's a lot.
3 decades. Wait, is that right?
Well, he's 41. They've messed with 3 decades in there.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, 99, 25 years.
Yeah. 25 years.
Yeah.
I graduated in 99.
I was born in 99.
Far out. Oh my God, you're so young. What's it like?
25 years. I mean, just thinking about that is just, what a journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And definitely my whole adult life.
The cool part about that, though, is that you didn't have to do all the riffraff.
No.
Do you ever feel like you missed out on any? Like, do you go through that?
I don't, it's not I don't have a sense of longing about it, but I am aware that I have a blind spot, that there's certain references that I just will never get. Because even if I were to start dating, now, there would be a certain, I'm 41, like there'd be a manner to that would never be what people's 20s are. Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Totally.
Yeah. So there's certain things I just don't get, there's just certain jokes I'm not in on. There's certain Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Sex is a big deal. You know, sex is like a big part of how we define ourselves and how we relate to adults, and, you know, and my sort of like experience of intimacy and sex is like very specific.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Wow, I
cool.
haven't thought. Yeah, it's very cool. I mean,
I was filming a scene the other day. You guys might think this is interesting, and it's I'm doing this show right now, and I'm playing the boyfriend of the main character of the show, basically. And I don't know if I can talk about it, so I won't say what it is yet, and it'll be clear, you know, shortly after this comes out, probably. But I'm a very small part of the show, but our scenes are very we have a physically intimate relationship that has a tremendous amount of romantic distance for a variety of reasons that are really interesting. And I have literally no experience with that. Like I don't, there is I just don't even.
so like people draw from life to like, you know, that you have no.
Yeah. But I don't even, like, I read the scenes and I sort of land somewhere, but I'm often filming the scene being like, this is so awkward.
You're like, this is weird. You people do this shit?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's like in the action lines and the scenes, it's like, she really feels at home with him or something like that. And I'm like, why?
We can tell you.
Yeah. It feels so strange. Like, so they're so cautious with each other. And it's cool. Like, you know, our job is so fun in that you get to experience these like different lives and timelines and stuff like that. But there's this sort of overarching dramatic choice about the value of this relationship, and I don't see the value. Like, I don't, you know, like I get what they're going
experiential.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. But the cool part about that is like, I remember taking this acting workshop not that long ago, actually, and it was called like, I think it was called like The Unexpressed. And you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to pick parts of yourself that you don't feel you've shown or aren't being seen.
Oh, God.
And that aren't expressed and haven't been lived. And then you put up these kind of scenes in the class where you're exposing that.
Oh, my God.
I know. But what I hear in that, and like, that's one of the reasons I think acting is so amazing, is that you can take experiences that you've never had, that you've never, because we're all the same. We all have the same kind of core emotions, right?
Yeah.
And some of them come out in different ways and were expressed in different relationships, but you can take that stuff that you never got and go live it in these scenes.
Yeah.
So you're really not missing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you actually, your body doesn't know it's fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though you say it's fake, your body doesn't know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you may have been in a relationship since you were 17, but you got to play out all these unexpressed versions of yourself as an actor. And I think that's rad.
Yeah. My career, like my professional opportunities have definitely required me to imagine a version of my life where I never met my wife. Because it's such, because our sort of thing is so specific. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates?
What's that? What did you
Do you
say?
believe in
Do I, is it the fact that I rode up on my motorcycle that you think that's a dumb question to ask me? Like, because I seem so tough?
You do. You seem just so tough and so...
He's not. He's very like sensitive little soft little soul.
Deeply, deeply sensitive, soft
Do you
little soul.
believe that? Like, do you believe in soulmate?
No.
Oh.
No. If soulmates exist, that would mean that my wife and I's relationship is meant to be and destined. And if this is what destiny feels like, motherfucker, I have some notes, because it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's too hard. And so soulmates and destiny feels like, I want destiny to be nicer than this.
And you think like, if it's like the soulmate and destiny, that means that there's no choice in it. And you're making active choices to make things work.
I just think like, if there's a higher order or power to things, and it has chosen this for us, seems a little sick, because it's hard. It's just too hard to be soulmates. You know?
See, I think that means you are. I do.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, actually, when I started.
It's your curriculum.
Right.
And you guys had the perfect curriculum to come together and learn these deeply profound lessons in life that you wouldn't have learned with other people.
But then what about the people who want children and and just can't meet the right guy or person?
I think that's part
That's
of
their curriculum.
Their curriculum.
But then that's just hard for me to take.
I
Because
get
those
it.
people want babies or they want to
they
get out
can
of
have
jail or what?
I don't know about the jail. But they can have babies. There are ways.
I don't know what the alternative is either,
I'm not
to be
saying
clear.
there's no choice in it.
Yeah.
But to me, when I see like what you're explaining, I hear, oh, yeah, you were supposed to go through these things in this life together.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm all a believer in everything is, you know, as it should be. And like the reasons certain people come in and whatever lessons and whatever, it's all part of it. Like,
I don't
big
believe in it.
She's joking. Yeah, she's joking. I'm like, what is she talking about?
talking with him. Okay, go.
Here's my question for you.
Okay.
Since this is like a unique thing where you literally high school sweethearts have been together for 25 years, okay?
Yeah.
And I am a believer that if I was in a super long-term relationship, I could get to a point, if I felt there were areas I needed to explore, there would be enough trust and security there to maybe go and do so, okay?
Oh,
No, I'm just saying.
I see
look
where you're going.
Yeah. So no, look at, he's getting so embarrassed.
We
I
love
it.
exploring open relationships on this show.
That's all we do. I'm not talking about an open relationship, but I am talking about, and it's kind of the same thing where Laura's like, I don't give a fuck. Like you're chasing whatever, get home, put the kids to bed, do whatever. This is our machine that works well when we're doing things together. That other stuff, I trust you, I love you, doesn't matter. Do you feel like that is true for your relationship? If it ever came up on either side.
Yes. If she ever said to me, I need to try this for my ultimate whatever,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yep, no problem.
You'd be supportive.
With no limitation. Zero limitation.
Like intimacy with another person.
Yeah, I'd be like, give it a try. Like I reserve the right to end the relationship in its current iteration.
Right.
But I believe that our, waves on a sand, man. Like
Yeah.
I think that our thing is temporary, even though it's the longest thing I've ever done with my life. Like I just believe that. And it's going to end sometime, in some way. And so that's my sort of version of soulmates where I find a lot of existential comfort in the idea that everything I'm doing is temporary. I just really like that.
I do too.
It makes me like enjoy my kids more. It makes me, I feel more drawn to personal growth when I think about being the opposite of a finished product,
Yeah, big time.
So along those lines, the worst that can happen is that we split up. And while that would be like very painful, I'm a child with divorced parents. I know that that's painful. On the sort of scope of human experience, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if it was coming from a genuinely like ultimate personal fulfillment place.
Right. Like loving and supportive because there's that much love there.
Yeah. I like her more. Yeah. I prefer her happiness over whatever idea I have of the unit.
How would she handle it if it was you that wanted that?
I mean, the first few things that come to mind are all jokes. Like she'd be like, "Are you gonna, is the dishwasher gonna keep running?" Like I don't have any idea, honestly. But I've never seen a side of her that's possessive or jealous ever
Right.
Wow.
of me.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
She has her own sense of, preference and ownership in other areas, but in our thing, it's not for either of us. I don't think ever, but it's a long time to like reflect on. I don't know.
That is a long time. But I don't think jealousy and possessiveness is a recipe for a good long relationship.
No.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the key ingredients that keeps you guys together.
Yeah, I do wonder though because there are so many things. My favorite things about being married are the work that I have put in, or the work that I see her put in. Work that we've put in to accommodate and maintain compatibility. And I wonder if I can claim any sort of like work in the area of security and trusting, you know, because I don't ever remember struggling with it. And I've never seen her struggle with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like
natural.
We've worked on a lot of stuff. We haven't worked on this. So like how impressive is it? I don't know. It might just be like the way we are. It's not
sounds
part of our
natural.
curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's not part of your curriculum.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever separated for any period of time?
We split up for the sophomore year of college. So like 3 years into our relationship. For like 6 to 9 months. We both dated other people.
But came back together ultimately.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm
we
still
didn't.
waiting for her to come home.
Yeah, totally. No, she doesn't know this, but I think I've been with her for 27 years.
Yeah, exactly.
She's actually been married 3 times. She's very happy on the third one. Yeah.
Support for Broad Ideas comes from Posh Peanut. Your kids grow fast. I know mine does, but that doesn't mean they have to outgrow their favorite items after only a few months. Posh Peanut gets it, which is why they make super stretchy and colorful clothes that seem to grow with your child, so you'll get longer wear out of those adorable styles. Are you frustrated by buying your kids' clothes and having them grow out of them within a week? Do they itch, pinch, and just aren't comfortable? Then you need to check out Posh Peanut, made from viscose from bamboo. The clothes stretch with your kid as they grow and are 4 times stretchier than cotton. They're made to last, loved by parents, and approved by kids. That is a big deal. Okay, so their pieces are made with ridiculously soft viscose from bamboo that stays soft even after you wash them over and over again. That's the most important thing to me. I want comfort on my body at all times. Right now, Posh Peanut is offering our listeners 20% off your first order with promo code BROAD. Go to poshpeanut.com/broad and use promo code BROAD for 20% off your first order. That's poshpeanut.com/broad, promo code BROAD.
Oh, it's just life is so crazy.
It is.
Because there's so many different directions it can go.
Yeah.
Don't you ever, I think about it all the time. Like, I know there's movies made about it, but like this
Sliding
led to
doors.
this. It is sliding doors. I don't know if I've ever seen it, but I know people reference that always with it.
Yep.
But yeah, like this leads to this, leads to this. And it's so fucking trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like what one
One
small
move.
choice changes the whole course of your life.
What is the like subgenre of storylines that make you think that? Is it like if I had stayed with this person, or is it like if I hadn't gotten in that car wreck? Like where do you go for that?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there is that for sure. Like for me, at 14 years old, getting into like a horrific car accident changed my trajectory completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Like in every way. But I don't usually think about that. Mine's more like, like romantic, like how did this person come into my life? Or then I'll go morbid and like that could have been me, like all these horrible stories you hear about these kids and like what happens, and you're like, oh well, if we would have made the wrong turn at that second, and then you spiral and think about all the ways like every step could lead to anything.
yeah.
But that's when I just go super dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate.
Deeply.
It's
Deep
like
relation.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I tend to go there a little bit more, which is not healthy.
Yeah.
But it's everything that I'm subjecting myself to, like on Instagram.
I got off Instagram, dude. Nobody wants
Did
to talk
you?
about it. It's such a lame thing to talk about if you're on it still. But yeah, I'm like off. Like I got on it for 6 months and I was like, no way, this is horrible.
Oh yeah.
It's like hanging out in a casino where you can't win under any circumstances.
What
I was
about
like,
it?
no
Like,
way.
what about it was horrible?
So it was like I was feeling I was spending time with people that I don't care for.
Right.
And I was being exposed to things that were sort of like intoxicating, but I already don't have enough time for the things that I love.
Right.
So it was sort of like, and then the premise of why I was on it was that it would have some sort of positive impact on my business. And when I couldn't find a pleasant way to interact with my business on the social media, it ceased being useful, practically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not very good for the brain, is it?
Well, my wife has a much less obsessive personality than me. And so she can do things like once a week. I don't do anything once a week. So,
Right.
so she can just like look at it and just like have an Instagram 20 minutes of her life for the week. And I don't have that kind of relationship with anything. So it just doesn't, I think the way she does it makes sense to me, She basically shares pictures with people that she cares about and checks out cool stuff for 25 minutes and nothing else. She doesn't do anything else on it. That relationship makes sense to me. It's not available to me, but it makes sense.
Right.
And it's very private. Her relationship to it is very private. It's very she uses it for her. And I couldn't figure out a version of it where I was doing that. So I just turned it off.
Do you think it's affected your career in any way? Or is it the same?
I have decided that because I never enjoyed even entertaining how I would interact with it professionally, I'm not going to entertain whether or not it's having a positive or negative impact.
Yeah, I think it's a crock-a-boo. I really do. I see so many people that are doing fantastic that don't have it.
Yeah.
And then there's people that spend so much time on like, I have to have my followers or and it's like, it's its own rat race.
Yeah.
That it's like, no, you don't. Just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't define you. I think that it's really, especially for our youth, I think it's pretty dangerous as far as like how people are letting it define their self-worth now.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your kids getting on it?
They will not have it in my home.
All the way through till 18.
I mean, so my 13-year-old absolutely wants social media.
Right.
Claims to be the only kid who's not on it.
Right.
In her peer group. Yeah. And not now is the answer. Like, I just don't know when.
I think that's the worst age.
I think 13 is
So like
That's
go,
it.
Yeah.
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 And I had I had a hard time with the Instagram at 40, and I had a really hard time with life at 13. And so I don't have to think about it much beyond that.
Imagine going through high school with social media around, that just.
But did you guys, for me, middle school was worse than high school. What about for you?
I had a great time.
We had fun.
In both?
Yeah, I didn't
I had a
have a
great
hard time till my 20s.
Whoa.
I mean, I had a hard life.
I didn't have a hard time to my 40s. No.
Yeah. I didn't, I had a blast.
I would say.
You nerd. What are you talking about? What does that mean?
No, because I think that I really liked my friends. I really liked what we were up to and into.
I actually agree. I would say for me, harder transitions and times didn't come until my 30s when the biggest transitions of my life were taking place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's different for sure. I know a lot of people.
My folks got divorced when I was in middle school.
Really?
Yeah. It was I was just not, I felt like all my friends had nicer stuff and I found acting when I was very young, but I don't know. I really struggled. I had a much better time in high school.
That's what everyone says.
Oh, okay.
No, that's the common experience.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think ours is uncommon.
I would say so.
Yeah.
But I think we were kind of just oblivious and just living life. And
you guys were the cool girls.
Yeah.
And so you were just this is chill. It's volleyball. It's basketball. It's student leadership.
Oh,
it's
not me.
Definitely not student leadership.
Not us. No, I think that the harder times for us didn't come till later in life when we actually settled from all the fun.
Yeah.
At least
it's
for me.
here's life. Now you have to deal with real shit.
And make real choices that are going to form your entire
usually
future.
it's the hard choices because you have to face those in order to get to the other side. And not having to do that until you're older, it's kind of crazy. There's an awareness.
I'd like to know a lot more about this.
There's so much.
There's so much.
so
Michael,
much.
There's so much. So much.
Yeah, it was messier.
It was messier later.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
Why?
Why?
Not what things, but why? What do you attribute that to? Meaning, was it that in your 30s you were well, nope, nobody else is gonna figure this out. I got to figure this out.
100%.
It was that. Okay.
100% that. Nobody's helping with for me, I got sober at 30. And that was when my whole entire life changed. Before that, I had been distracting and numbing from anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then it was I want a family. I want a husband. I want children. I want a life. I want a career. I want all these things. And it's not happening because of my choices.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that way at 16.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like before I met my wife. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like,
That's
folks
really
are
cool.
divorced. This hurts. This hurts. I want this art life. I want this, I want out. I want out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yours hit 30s.
Yep. Sure did.
It always hits, right? I don't think anyone gets away without a hit.
No.
I went a long time
You did. Very long time.
without a hit.
Yeah.
And then boy, was I hit.
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry
And
you
then
got
it
hit,
wakes
Rachel.
up
I'm
all
sorry you
the
had to go
hits.
so long and then you got hit. I'm sorry.
You know
got
what
hit.
though? I needed to be older, and I learned so much. And if I had been young and got hit like that, I don't know how I would have handled it. But I could handle it. I was older. Like I lived enough life to be like, oh, because in my earlier life, of course, I survived shit. You know, my parents got divorced. There was car accidents. There was like a lot of things happening. But I survived them all. So once I got older, it's like, oh, well, you've already been through this, 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 and this. This is kind of a different thing, but it's still the same thing that you have to like get through it, but you keep showing up in life after. Like it's like every time. So being in my 30s and going through stuff, it's like, just I think more up for the work.
Which I don't think I could have survived fame. I don't think I could have survived what you went through. I don't think so. I think I would have had like, the pictures of the
No underwear pictures?
Yeah, like, like I think I would have been really, really wrecked.
I really attribute a lot to being in a relationship at the time and going through it with Adam. Like, thank God, because it was like more domesticated.
Total savior.
Total savior. And we were going through the same thing, him more than me because, but we still, at first at least, like, and we went through it together.
You had an anchor. You had an anchor too during all those times of like starting to work, getting success, all of that. I think, I'm not saying that anyone should be codependent on an anchor to survive life, but I will say I think it helps. I think having someone that's like a solid support system in your life where it kind of keeps you grounded and real is really impactful.
Yeah, definitely.
I really think it's a blessing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
We just like to go there.
I know.
Poor Michael.
Poor Michael.
What? About what?
No, you love it.
I love it. What do I
Yeah.
love? I love it.
You love all of it. You're just open.
Super open. Super sensitive, super open.
You are
Just
so sensitive. You just love him.
I used to, when I was on the OC, people would recognize me and they would say, "Are you that guy?" And I would say, "No." And
You would say no?
yeah, which is a very strange answer in hindsight.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, "Yes, you are."
Do you still say no?
No, definitely not. I definitely learned from that. But I was so uncomfortable with it. Like I was so uncomfortable with it at that time.
And you would get a lot of attention, I'm sure.
And it was like flipping a switch. It was so weird. Like we started shooting in July and in November it started airing. And I remember Sean, the base camp AD, saying to me, Adam was like left the set. You were working later than him. And so I remember he walked off the lot one night while you were still working to go to a movie. Because he saw like,
I loved a
Loves the
movie.
movie.
dude, he goes to a movie a day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, where's he going? Or I was like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to a movie. And he like put his hood up and walked out. And I was like, wait, how does it work when he goes to movies? I asked him, how does it work when you go to movies? And Sean was standing there. This is a terrible story. And, and Sean and Adam goes, you go in late and you leave early, and I was like, oh, I've never done that before. I'm always like previews, like whatever. Yeah. And then he left and I said to Sean, I was like, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to miss previews and I think it's going to be weird. And Sean goes, in November when this thing airs, you're going to do that because it's going to be really uncomfortable if you don't. Like you can't go into a room where people know you're going to be for 2 hours and they're not going to start talking to you. and then you're not watching a movie. And he was like, exactly right. But I didn't handle it well. We'd be on an airplane. I'd be on an airplane with Laura. And
How did you handle it?
I'd be like, no, it's not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
What about it makes you comfortable?
So weird.
So it's confusing to me because it's like you signed up for it.
Yeah, but I didn't. It never occurred to me. I didn't know anybody in Hollywood.
It didn't occur to you people would recognize you and want to talk to you?
It didn't occur to me that anybody would watch. You know, when you're making it, the audience isn't there.
I know.
So the idea that, and my career has gone this way, which is that I filmed a lot of stuff that nobody's ever seen or that hasn't impacted the way that people interact with me in real life. But that, nobody can get you ready for it, first of all, I don't think. Like,
especially that period of time in that show.
Yeah.
That was next level.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Do you
wild.
still get recognized for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I look very different, you know.
You don't look that
I put my teeth in for the podcast, but I don't, you know, usually the teeth are gone and the, the hairpiece isn't there. And, you know, people, it's but every once in a
You're a
while.
fucking mess.
You don't admit it to you, though.
Yes, I do.
Ooh, good.
Well, no.
I never am like, no,
You
that's
don't
not
say
me.
no, but a lot of times people will be like, you look so much like Rachel Bilson. And you're like, yeah.
No.
Oh,
and
I do that. I do that still. Yeah.
No,
People
I'm
be like,
yeah.
you look like,
and then they'll be like, is it you? And I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people do that a lot. They'll
Yeah.
be like, you look just like Rachel Bilson.
Yeah.
The other night, someone thought I was Leighton Meester. And I was like, that's a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so awkward.
Yeah. You know what's awkward is that I don't understand. Like, would you ever go up to someone?
Never, ever, under any circumstances.
No.
And
Never.
Even before, like when no.
Never.
No way.
I was near my favorite person in the entire universe,
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Larry David, and I literally was standing very close to him. I immediately started sweating, got very nervous, had to walk the opposite direction and go like as far as I could. There's no version of...
Okay, I want to know what the best version of it is, though, because here's the question. There's also an awkward level where someone can be really famous and they're there and it's like, then everybody plays stupid and acts like, oh, I don't know. I'm so cool. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Which also feels awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys, you know it's Kim Kardashian. Like,
Yeah.
so you're pretending not to know. Like, where is the line? Where is the version of, let's say you were in the room with, who do you think's the best actor in the world?
Oh, yeah. Who would you freak out over?
I mean, I think there's a lot of people that I would like have trouble. I mean, I wouldn't say that this person is like my guy, but I was in a Tender Greens and Will Smith was in there with the guy who played Carlton. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
were just
that's a
having
guy.
dinner in there. Yeah. And they
We're
were
at
just
Tender Greens?
They were Tender Greens, dude.
So cute.
So cute. And by the way, that is completely my move. If I was Will Smith, I would still you would find me in Tender
Oh,
Greens.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's not an ad. Tender Greens. No.
Brought to you by.
Yeah, brought to you by. But anyway, people's like heads snap when they walk by Will Smith, you know? I think potentially because it's Tender Greens. But I was not functioning normally. Like my eyes were going to him in a way that like
Is uncontrollable.
Yeah.
But do you, so what is the version, like, say it's someone you love, right? Is there like a slight, does it ever feel good if someone doesn't try and take your time, doesn't try and talk to you? Maybe they walk by, they recognize you and they just are like, I like you. Like, would that feel good?
It feels
Or
good.
like, I love you, walk away. Like, what is a version that feels like, oh, that was sweet, that doesn't feel invasive?
There have been 5 times where somebody has driven by me and yelled like, so and so from such and such, I love you, and then I never saw them again. And I would take that. I would
That
accept
feels
that.
good, right?
Yeah. But my favorite is when I show up to a job with new people and one of the persons says to me, you know, I really appreciate this thing you did in this project. That's by far my favorite.
But why
Even if
them
it's-
over a stranger?
Because there's a context. We have to be around each other anyway.
Right.
So I'm not in a circumstance where I have an expectation of privacy.
Got it.
at work.
That's the
difference.
That's the difference. Okay.
And I have worked with mega famous people that I don't have anything specific to say about their work. And so I have done the thing that is potentially awkward that you're describing, which is that I don't talk about their notoriety because I don't know how to talk about it. Now we're here, we're working. I don't have a specific thing to say about your work other than that I've seen it, but I don't think they want to hear that I've seen 10 of their movies. I think we should just go to work.
Correct.
So in that case, I am one of those people who's just like, yep, we're at work. Motherfucker, I've done 150 episodes of TV. Say something about my shit. You know,
Yeah.
you're Brad Pitt, so I got to say something about you. I don't think he believes that.
No, I don't think he thinks that.
Yeah.
I just mean that also, like, is there a way to be like, nice to meet you, Brad Pitt?
I'm a geek. So like when I meet
Do you
people,
know what I mean?
yes.
Like,
I've met people whose books are, we used to live in an apartment building and an author came into our house and I didn't know that she had written a book on my shelf that I loved. And when we started talking, she was like, I'm a writer. I wrote this book and then I wrote this other book. I was like, wait, what was the other book? She was like, it was this book. And I was like, it's right here. I have the book right here. You wrote that? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I didn't know. I mean, this is very exciting for me. Can I talk to you about da 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 da? And then I went there.
and that probably felt great to her.
I hope so.
I think so.
It was at a certain point, it was a freight train and it was mowing her down. But I was really excited. And then she said, how about I sign your book? And I said, oh, I've got like one autograph in my life. Yes.
I
Sounds
think we
good.
cracked the code.
Okay, great.
I think it's really about the environment.
Yeah.
Because you were in an environment where it's like you guys have been invited to you're in the same kind of sphere, home. You're not trying to be private in that moment.
Yes.
So it's when you're trying to be private.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I met Brad Pitt.
I know you did.
Dang.
She did.
You did.
She got it tattooed on her arm.
The date?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
date
date.
and time to the second.
The thumbprint.
No, but I wasn't, I don't know.
What's the most starstruck you've ever been?
Larry David.
Oh, yeah, duh. You know, when I got starstruck, I was at a Sting concert.
Uh-huh.
That's a thing, right?
I've been to one.
Yeah. And we were in the back and I was standing there and I turned and there was this man standing against the wall and just so cool. And I just like glanced back and he just reached out his hand like a gentleman and he went, Clint. And I was like, nice to meet you. And it was Clint Eastwood.
Whoa.
But he was such a cowboy about it that he wasn't like too cool to introduce. He was like, I am a person in the room. You just caught my eye. So I'm going to introduce myself like a nice, polite man. And I was shook.
Whoa.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was really swaggy. It wasn't like, he wasn't being weird. He was just like a gentleman.
Wow.
I know.
That's cool.
He's a cowboy.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah. That was the most starstruck I ever was.
I understand that.
You do?
I do. You're going to be Clint?
Yeah, watch. Clint.
Whoa.
You
She
felt it?
channeled him.
Did you
I
feel
did
it?
feel
you
it.
feel it?
Yeah. A horse appeared underneath you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's
Yeah.
make Michael uncomfortable.
Oh,
yay.
God.
That's our favorite.
So this has been stressing me out. I just can't think fast.
Don't worry.
All right.
It's not like rapid fire.
We'll say it slow.
What can you say at the dinner table that you can also say in bed?
More.
Yeah, that works. So you did
See,
great.
you're fast.
Thanks.
Okay. We are going to go with, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cheeseburgers.
From where?
You've been
Specifically,
practicing, haven't
My
you?
barbecue. No, do you guys repeat them? Well, then how would I
Me too.
practice?
Wait,
No,
where
you're
are
like,
your cheese?
ask me
Where's
questions. I'm going to answer fast.
Where's your
Oh, I did.
cheeseburger?
Oh, yeah. No, I am making an effort. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What?
Yeah, what
where?
cheeseburger?
I'm glad that it's invisible. My effort is invisible.
Yeah.
My house. I like
Like, you make
cheeseburgers
'em.
everywhere, but if I had to choose, I would choose mine.
You would make it yourself.
Yeah, but I do like a lot of cheese.
Do you make your own patty?
We want to know the whole.
Oh, no, it's just pull the meat out, make it into the shape, put salt and pepper, put cheddar cheese on it. That's it.
And a bun. No.
Not lately.
Oh, so just a burger with cheese.
Watching
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, and then I put mayo and mix the mayo with Cholula.
Ooh.
Here's the thing, though, guys.
Touch, mister.
Yeah,
the
love
thing.
that tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't get enough of what I want in restaurants. You know, like I like things I'm a quantity over quality person.
Okay.
So I'll never, so now that I'm older and I cook for myself, when I go to restaurants, I'm just sort of frustrated by the proportionality is wrong. It's like, we gave you just as many mashed potatoes as, the chicken breasts. And I'm like, well, I don't care about mashed potatoes. Like, you should ask me, because I'll actually want more of the Brussels sprouts, a little bit of mashed potatoes, and a whole bunch of chicken, or a whole bunch of, So with burgers, which are my favorite, I just want all the burgers. I don't care about the fries. I don't care about the, So at my house, I can just make
As many
the
as you
burgers.
want.
Yeah.
If you're out though, where's your favorite burger?
In-N-Out.
I am not an In-N-Out person, and I know. I know.
In-N-Out.
I know that is a fucking bold statement.
I don't understand.
I don't either, because I love a cheeseburger.
So delicious.
Wait, but what do you like? Do you like something way fancier? Is that why?
I am not a fancy person.
Oh.
But I will say, my brother and my sister-in-law swear by just American cheese, fucking processed and that on a burger. And I'm like, absolutely not. I like
Same.
real cheddar.
What's the cheese on the, is it American on the In-N-Out?
I like it. I like American cheese on a burger.
I just don't love American cheese, but
I don't like American cheese on anything else but a burger or a grilled cheese. I can do it. Has to be melted.
grilled cheese, I understand.
Yeah. So where's your favorite burger?
I'd have to think about it. As far as fast food goes,
Like a burger. Like I'm craving a burger.
a burger sounds really good right now.
Where would you want it from?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it, honestly. I don't have a go-to.
Okay.
I do I am not a fancy food person by any means. My last meal would have been, I'm going to Stew Plantation, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Really? It doesn't exist anymore? Love that
No,
place.
it's the best.
Yeah.
Talk about proportions, you can go crazy.
Totally.
But I do appreciate a good burger. At a restaurant that's
Me
a
too.
real burger.
Me too. Stout is the place you should
Stout
go
is great.
if you haven't been yet.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
stout.
I would like to try
Stout's
that.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Do you like the counter?
Yeah, the counter's good too.
I like the counter.
Yep.
Do you like it? Have you
I
had it?
haven't been in so long, I couldn't say.
The reason I like it is it's on the thicker side.
Yep.
It's not I'm not crazy about the smash burgers everybody's obsessed with. Are you?
I like a smash burger.
Haven't had one.
You haven't had one?
haven't
I feel like
had
you'd
one.
like one. They're good.
They're just so thin.
Okay, if you're starting your own nudist colony, what are the rules?
Oh, the first thing that comes to mind, having never thought about this before, Rachel, is
Sure.
that you can't comment positively or negatively on people's shapes or what they look like. You can't even say, I like your birthmark.
Wow.
You can't say that.
That's so respectful.
Yeah.
You're a good guy.
Oh, thanks.
That would have never crossed my mind.
Ever. That's wonderful, though.
Ever.
You can run our nudist colony.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a risk you've taken that has changed your life?
Being seen.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the scariest thing in my professional life is that 60 to 80% of the time, a bunch of strangers, I feel like I have to show some part of me to a bunch of strangers that I would not have to do if I was in any other situation other than that one.
Yeah. That's a risk.
That is a risk.
What would you have done if it wasn't acting?
Lawyer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of law?
I'd like to be a public defender. Because I love to fight,
Yeah.
and I love words, and I love arguments, and I am. There is no depth to the anger that I feel about the way that poor criminal defendants, are treated in our country.
Wow.
Isn't he such a stand-up
That's
guy?
really cool. What's your birthday?
I knew we were gonna, and I should have said, can we start with it? Because I have a lot of questions. It's March 20th.
So is that a Aries?
Pisces on the Aries. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't know about cuspers.
Oh,
It's like
maybe it's in the cards.
yeah. Let me
There's
let
a
me,
cusp
let me
card.
pull one.
If you could go on one reality show, which would it be?
Alone. Have you heard of Alone?
Yeah, wait, is that the one like in Alaska and you're alone?
They go to different locations, but
there was one in Alaska.
Yeah. You go into the wilderness. I'm not saying I'd be good at it, but that's the one that I would go on. Do you know Alone?
No.
Yeah,
Alone is 10 survivalists who are
you have like
allegedly
no skills, but you want to get dropped in there.
Who know skills? You get 10 things, and you get dropped into a wilderness, and you can't leave it until the last person standing wins.
But you're by yourself.
Yeah, and you film yourself, so they're alone all the time, except for when they get checked medically once a week or once every few days.
Is this just because you have 3 kids? You're like, anything where I get to be alone, drop me off in the fucking wilderness, I don't care.
That's so funny. No, I have always loved backpacking, and I'm happy to do it alone. I've always enjoyed it. And weirdly, I do it less now because of how many kids I have, even though I am, you're right, that I want to be alone more.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. I want that for you.
I do too.
Yeah.
I want to watch you do it. It's you.
Oh, what are you terrible at but love to do anyway?
Sing.
You love to sing?
Yeah. It feels good.
I didn't know that.
So good.
It just feels good. I'm not saying I'm
really cute.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, if I am not red, I don't know what red
You are.
is. Because I am.
You're red.
I am just.
It brings us joy, just so you know.
Good.
Yeah, it really does.
Good.
Cutest ever.
Yeah.
You're the sweetest. Your ideal bedtime, sir?
9 p.m.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, I thought you were giving that to me.
No.
What movie would depict your life?
Like, what existing movie tells
Yes.
the story of my life?
Like, if it was any movie, if you're like, okay, my life in a nutshell, it would be.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I
about if you could
can't
live
even
in-
conceptualize that.
If you could live in one movie, which would it be? How about that?
Oh God, if I could live in one movie?
Yeah.
I think if I could live anywhere, it would be the HBO show Deadwood.
Wow.
That's a scene.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say, my wife would totally agree with that. Like, that would be true for her too. And
Really?
I spent so much time thinking about how, like, this is not gonna work. And I have to admit that I just pictured her like sitting next to me right now and her being like, oh, me too, babe. She would love to live back then too.
That's really cute.
That is cute.
You know
so
what that is?
stupid,
Some
but-
soulmate shit.
Dude, it is. I mean,
There you go.
it's hard to remember when you're in it, as you guys know, how profoundly aligned you are
Yeah.
when
Right.
you find the things that you're divided about.
Yeah.
It's so hard to remember.
I do.
Yeah.
I know.
You're going down for a murder you didn't commit.
Mm.
You have the chance to frame someone to get out of it.
Mm.
Who do you frame?
Oh my God, there's a few people. I mean, Donald Trump. It's like
This
easy,
is an easy
but
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
I am actually, nobody ever believes this, but I am terrible at small talk and like the sort of like shallow workplace start outs. I tend to take those situations over and like expand my personality in order to just participate, because I can't just be, hey, how's it going? I saw you in that thing, or, I'm so glad we're back for season 2 and da-da-da. I'm just not good at that. I always just end up saying something like, I was thinking the other day about the nature of, just like everything. And I was thinking about you in particular, and I was thinking that you would probably disagree with this. And I just wanted to knock this around with you a little bit right now. Oh, you're walking away. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Like that's kind of how I am. Like the way that I show love, and it drives my wife nuts too. A big part of how I show love is to like let you know how you're impacting me or what I thought about you when you weren't there last time. But it takes a while to do that. It's like pedantic and it can be self-serving and so I'm not very I don't think I'm like a good like meeting.
That's so interesting. Because the thing about you, I will say, is you're very generous of spirit, though.
Yeah.
You have a very generous spirit.
I do. I agree. But I don't, if you're just trying to like shake everybody's hand on your way around the table at the conference room before the first table read of the season, you know, I'm the hole you're falling into. You know?
We like your hole.
I don't think a lot of people are good at it. And I don't think a lot of people actually crave it or want it anymore either. Because so many times we meet people that they're like, I just love that you guys go straight into it. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
They don't want to stay on the surface anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that you're actually doing someone a favor by pulling them out of that. Because who the hell wants to do that?
I am just tickled that I'm in this moment with you, hearing what your point of view on this is. It just sounds so good to me. That sounds great. I'll try to adopt that.
I think it's true. I mean, I do.
This guy over here. Look at him.
He's tickled.
I know.
Yeah.
I bet you're a great mom.
She is a great mom.
I'm sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, come on. You're just like, hey, no, but I think this is good. I think what you're doing is helping them. It's like,
I'm
oh, shit.
serious. I do think that Rachel doesn't want to small talk people.
No. I hate
Rachel, of all of the people I know, in my perception, is very good at this thing that I think I'm bad at, by the way. She's really
good at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
at it.
Want to do it.
Yeah.
She'd rather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's great at it.
Yeah,
That
very
doesn't
good.
mean she wants to do
You're
it.
like, I can't get anywhere with her. She is just small talk.
No.
He's like,
No.
she's a master.
No, I've watched you talk to people you don't like. Or I've watched you talk to people that you don't have a relationship with. And you're just you appear to be
friendly.
talking to them as though you talk to me. And I know you don't feel that way about me. So I'm like, oh, damn, she's good. Because I'm not hiding it. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Nothing. You know, just nothing.
But that's what I mean, is she's good at it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like
She doesn't
to
want to
do
do it.
it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just our age. We're just like, come on, dude.
Done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
I still do it.
Well, you're graceful and you're good in a social setting, but you would rather be with the people that you're going to be real with.
100%.
100
Yes.
times
Don't
over.
put me in a car with somebody like that aren't my core people
Yeah.
and where I have to like small talk with them.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a nightmare for me.
Yeah. You're a separate car kind of person. Me too.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't need to ride together. Nope. Definitely going to meet you there.
Yeah, even yesterday we were sitting somewhere and she goes, Olivia, do the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just to bring the person
Because there
into
was someone
the
we didn't know
conversation.
sitting at the table
you
with
know?
us. And I'm like, Olivia, do the thing.
Yeah. So I'm like, hi, what you know, but
And if she gets it, and then I'll like,
and then it's there.
yeah.
Right?
I just don't want to like do the thing.
She doesn't want to have to do the thing.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do know. Oh, you guys are good together. That's good. That's good. I need somebody like that.
Right? This is the last, she's my wife. This is the last thing for you.
Okay.
What is the first thing you thought about this morning?
I thought about how my son's
You crying?
I told myself to be grateful for my son's vivacity. He was in our bed and it was too early and I get so hung up on rules and like boundaries and I was just like, dude, you got to chill out and just like love this kid. And one of the things about this kid that's like amazing is that he's fucking like, you're getting peanut butter spread on you and you have to love this or there's nothing to love anywhere.
How old is he?
Oh my God.
He's 5.
He's 5.
Oh my God. Look at
He's
you.
5.
That was
5.
She's
that was
only
literally
gonna
the
be
first thing.
5.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm wound tight, and I have a lot of like ideas about things, and I'm really busy right now, and I have an idea that my default is to assume that I am right about what I need. And I'm like old enough to know and trust that I'm not always right about that. And parenting is hard. That's like a kind of a vice that I put myself in as a parent. But I think it's useful too. Anyway, I could talk about this a lot, but that's what's going on inside of my head a lot of the time. And that's what I woke up with. It was like, those were my first thoughts this morning. So stupid.
It's not stupid.
What are you talking about?
How in the world is that stupid?
I'm embarrassed. It's not stupid. I'm
You're
embarrassed.
just
Why?
vulnerable.
You're vulnerable. You're a dad.
That's
You're
what I'm
a
saying.
human.
I can't make small talk. I'm just like,
We
okay,
don't
the
want
answer to that question.
We don't want your small talk.
We're not here for small
We're not
talk.
here for it. We don't give a shit about it.
No,
To
we
be honest,
don't. We don't.
You saying that though, like you have no idea how that lands.
Right.
Because each one of us, whether you're a parent or not, there's something that we take for granted on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That if we could bottle it up and hold on to it and get it back later, we would. And it's the jumping in the bed before we're ready to wake up and breaking of the rules that we're never going to get back. And so you sharing that hits on so many levels. It does.
It's constant. I'm constantly like, whatever it is, like, you know what? It's not going to be there forever,
Like you said, it's all temporary.
Yeah.
It's all temporary.
Yeah.
Some deep shit, dude. Some deep shit.
What kind of questions are those, you guys? It should be like, what's your favorite surf break? What do you
Do you surf?
No.
I know. I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't surf.
I would have been like, Mavericks. What else?
Yeah, you at Maverick.
Yeah.
I'm so sure.
Where's
How
Maverick?
dare you?
Where's Maverick?
Northern California.
It's like this huge,
It's huge break.
yeah, like offshore
Like,
break that's
yeah.
like 50 feet high.
I know a lot of shit.
Yeah,
She
you
knows
gotta
the
do-
most random ass
I might not like,
shit.
yeah, but so I know the most random
Won't
shit.
remember what just came out of our mouths.
No.
Ever.
But like, put me on Jeopardy and I will fucking nail it.
Yeah, you'll just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
100%.
Lock
weird,
in.
She's like, how the fuck do
it's
you
a
know
weird
Maverick?
compartment. You keep like things in places I don't
The
know.
random shit that doesn't matter though.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that. Oh my God. Oh, Michael, I love you.
Oh, thank you.
You are the best.
I love you. Thank you.
Thanks for
And that's not
being
fake
so
because
open.
the way she talks about you behind your back
Always.
No.
is so kind
No.
and
That's very
loving.
nice.
It's true.
Is he not like the most precious human? Could you die?
It's true.
Look at him. I know.
Oh my God. I'm like, so we have to stop. We have to stop. We have to stop. I'm like sweating. It's not.
I know it's
But I've
uncomfortable.
been saying it for 20, like even back in the day. Like I
Yes,
always am like,
always.
oh my God, I fucking love Cassidy so much.
Thank you.
It hasn't changed. That's really comforting though. It's so much time and like that hasn't changed and the feeling hasn't changed and you haven't. I mean, you've changed, but like you haven't changed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I feel the exact same way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
About yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. We're on the same page about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All about me. Aw, thanks, dude.